Hello everyone, my name is Grethade here from 01gaming.com and noobcastgaming.com. It is Wednesday and I got gaming news. It was a slow day out there so far. Granted, it's still early in the day, but my source does come over from the UK. It's evening there, and if there's no headlines to be had at this point, yeah, it's painful. Well, let's go look at what I found anyway. So, first up, we found that the Skyrim Hearthfire DLC is now live. What Hearthfire allows players to do is to buy a plot of land and build homes. This is starting to sound a lot like The Sims. What happens is players can buy a plot of land, they can build up a house. They can do anywhere from a one-bedroom house variety up to a full-blown mansion, whatever you decide you want to do. You can get furniture, you can get armories, you can get stables, you can do a garden, alchemy labs, name it. Yeah, you can basically create your own home, all the different rooms that you need for this house. That is now available on Xbox Live for about 400 points. Like, people don't waste enough time in Skyrim, honestly, now. If you're going to play a game like that, I always thought Sims made more sense, but if you want it in a world where people can forget who you are, you could be the archmage of the entire universe and people would forget it. And now people can forget you in your own home. Yes! So next thing up is if you love your mobile games, or even Angry Birds is the one to really draw attention to, the guys at Rovio have created another game in the franchise. This one's called Bad Piggies. As the title implies, you are taking on the role of the pigs in the game, and they become the protagonists instead. The game provides a perspective from the pigs versus what we're traditionally used to, and the guys over at Rovio had this to say. This innovative game turns the franchise on its head by letting the fans play as the pigs, with all new, never-before-seen gameplay and not a slingshot in sight. There's a lot of empathy towards the lovable enemies of the Angry Bird games, and we've been constantly asked, what about the pigs and their side of the story? Bad Piggies gives you a chance to play as the second most loved characters in the Angry Birds universe and explore the rich world through their green eyes. There's so much more than these pigs than what is seen in the Angry Birds games, and Bad Piggies is the first glimpse into what's going on in their imaginative, ingenious minds of the pigs, added Rovio's Petri Oh, that's a mouthful. I'm not even going to be able to pronounce that. Anyway, yeah, you got the idea. They took the game, they spun it around, and they put a completely fresh look onto the existing franchise, which is a brilliant idea on Rovio's part. As you can imagine, you can see this be downloaded umpteen million times, like the last Angry Birds games. This game is going to be available on iOS, Android, and Mac on September 27th. Windows Phone, Windows 8, and PC versions will follow probably in October when Windows 8 launches. Yes. Well, what can you say? It'll be interesting to see it. The other interesting thing that I found that Rovio did is they teamed with the Freddie Mercury HIV/AIDS awareness organization, and they made a fun little video taking on the character of Freddie Mercury. I'll actually put a link in my description for that particular video because it's rather entertaining. And last up is Valve has released a brand new community update that's available now to all users. This was previously in beta where they overhauled the community for people to go in, see user-created content for games like Team Fortress 2, Skyrim, and Portal 2. The newly launched Steam Greenlight is also available to this, where game developers can submit their work, whether it's early game development or late game development, to the users to rate and receive feedback on. I'm kind of guilty of not checking that out quite yet. I have seen my Steam restart about a dozen times in the last few days as this update came through for myself, and the Greenlight thing seems interesting, but it seems kind of Facebooky too. Give me a thumbs up! Give me a thumbs up! Actually, no, that's YouTube, isn't it? Why not put it somewhere else? Because we like to thumb up things, right? And that will do it for me today. I will be back on Friday, although I'm trying to decide what exactly I want to do with it. I'm finding that these GNH videos are getting some views, but not getting a whole lot. Perhaps this regular gameplay with commentary could be a little more interesting as I try to work my way through any particular game, and you can just see how horrible I am at that game. I could do that with Terraria, or Amnesia, Bastion. I could do more StarCraft. I could do... name it. How about put that in the comments section? What should I do with that, if anyone is interested? If you look me up on Steam, you can see which games that I have easily and readily available to myself to record and to do this with. And I might shorten the GNH videos. I'll continue to do them, I just won't do them as frequent. I'm thinking perhaps one a week. It'll fall perfectly and in line with the weekly recap that's available over at 01gaming.com that I do on a weekly basis. I think I shall do something like that. Yes. Yes, indeed. Anyways, yes, comments down below about games that I ought to do or try. Slender is not one of those games. I am not going to scare the crap out of myself again. No, no, sir. I am not. Or madame. I'm not doing that either. If you liked my video, please give a thumbs up and subscribe. And I'll see you guys next time.